Hello everyone and welcome to Art Party Friday on the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. This is my art journal. It is an 8x8 art journal from Dylusions, and I'm just showing you here how I usually start my layout, my art journal pages, I create backgrounds while I'm doing mixed media scrapbook pages, and I kind of start backgrounds that way. For this background, we're going to start with a brand new double page spread in my art journal, and I'm just shaking some Heidi Swap Color Shine and getting ready to go here. My art journal is a quote book. So I have an entire Pinterest board filled with snarky, sweet, nice quotes and sayings that I just love. Things that speak to me, things I like, and I keep them all collected on a Pinterest board. So when I started art journaling, I decided, you know what, I'm sick of having all of these things that I really love on a Pinterest board. So every one of my art journal pages has a quote or a saying that I really like. And so when my art journal is finished, I will have a book of just really cool quotes that are dressed up and artsy and just fun to look at and flip through and read. So what I did was I just started my background here. I'm going to do a very layered background, and I started with some Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I just sprayed it liberally over my entire page, and then I set it to dry overnight. And now I want to recreate. So my thought process was that I wanted to recreate those the backgrounds in the mood board, the background with the navy blue wall and then the gold pinstripes. And this kind of works. At the end, I really love how this turns out, but this background at the beginning was kind of a little bit of a mess. I was a little worried about it. So what I did was I took this washi tape, which has it's a washi tape that is like my least sticky washi tape, and I recreated some of those geometric shapes with the washi tape that are on the mood board inspiration piece. And now I'm going to take some Shimmers colorings in Mama Sings the Blues and some Shimmers Vibes in Cold as Ice, and I'm just going to spray everywhere, all over, and I'm going to let it run, and I'm going to let it drip, and I'm going to really hope that it's staying out and going around the washi tape. And it did work to a certain extent, but you'll see that in a couple minutes. So this is the Cold as Ice spray, and the reason I used this is because I wanted some shimmer to keep some of the shimmer, and the Mama Sings the Blues spray is just a flat color. So now I went ahead and I let that dry overnight, and I took the washi tape off camera because you had to be super careful. It took me, I'm not kidding you, probably 20 minutes to pull the washi tape off because I was super careful. And for the most part, it did what I wanted. It did slip underneath it a little bit, but that's okay. So I knew when I did this art journal page for the Crafty Maven that I really wanted to do this because I think this is the coolest thing. And I have no idea if it's Shimmers spray, if it'll work with other sprays, but it really only works with Dylusions paint. So if you layer Dylusions paint over Shimmer spray, the Dylusions paint will crackle. And it's a little hard to see it on this art journal, but in the close-up at the beginning you saw it, and also in the photographs that will be on the blog, the close-ups in the photographs on the blog, you can see it there too. So I know it doesn't work with my distress paints, and I've tried it with a couple other paints and it doesn't work. So I know that only the Dylusions paint does this, but I don't know if other sprays would do it or if it's just the shimmer sprays. I don't have a lot of different brands of sprays. I really just have some shimmers and a lot of shimmers and a little bit of Heidi Swap Color Shine. So for the inside of this page by the bookbinding, I wanted to add a little bit more orangey coral color. Oh, and the Dylusions paint is the fuchsia. So I wanted to mimic more of the paint splatter, so I'm going to do a little bit of painting on the inside of my bookbinding, and that is with the Abandoned Coral color of Distress Paint. And so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to set aside my art journal and let it dry. Acrylic paint dries much faster than sprays, so I didn't need to dry it overnight like I did the other two layers. I could just set this aside and let it dry and crackle while I worked on the next part of my design for my page. So the next part is going to be my quote. And what I'm going to do here is I chose 4 colors of distress crayons, and I'm going to just use my own handwriting and write my quote out. And my quote says, "Be messy and complicated and afraid, and show up anyway." And I think that that particular quote, really, I love it, and I think it really, it's kind of me, very much so, because my life is very messy and complicated, and there are days I wake up and go, what am I going to do today? How am I going to get everything I have to get done today? But I show up anyway, and most of the time, I don't get it all done, but I get a lot done, and I try really hard. So what I did was I went ahead and I wrote my quote out in the crayons, in the distress, 4 different colors of distress crayons, and now I'm taking my water brush. So my water brush here from a previous project ended up with, it must be green paint, and it didn't want to come out. That water brush did not, the green paint just kept coming and coming. I think I have to take the water brush all apart and really clean it with some hot soapy water. So I just switched brushes. The water brush I was using before was a Pentel water brush in a fine tip, I believe. And this is a water brush from Simon Says Stamps. It is their brand of water brush. I got it at a stamping convention in Ohio in August, and it's a more medium tip, and I think it might be my favorite water brush. It's just their brand. They had a booth. Simon Says Stamps had a booth at the stamping convention, and I just got a couple of things from them, and this was one of the things that I had bought that day. So I'm just smudging the distress crayon, and I'm going for more brush strokes. So I kind of want this to look like, someone painted across the my art journal, and also to kind of mimic the brush strokes in the inspiration piece. Now I'm going to fussy cut out my words, and I'm going to try to fussy cut them out so you can see the brush strokes. So I'm going to kind of go around, and I want it to look kind of messy and scripty. So I went ahead and cut everything out just like this, and then we're going to move on, and this is the fun part. So now our background is done and dry and crackled, and like I said, I think you can see it a little bit in the bottom left, the crackle on the acrylic paint in the video, but like I said, in the pictures you can see it a lot better. And I'm going to decide where I want my words, and I'm going to start by putting my words down over my background that I created. And I also went ahead and wrote the name of the author of the quote, the person that said it. And I also chose from my stash. Oh, here, see the crackle? I tried to lift it up so you could see it a little bit better. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. I'm going to use some stickers from the On Trend 2 collection, My Mind's Eye. I wanted to dress this up a little bit with some of my scrapbooking supplies, so I grabbed these stickers, and I'm going to use the succulents. So I have 2 sticker sheets from this collection, and each sticker sheet has 3 potted succulents, which I thought worked perfect for the mood board. And I just wanted some decoration, so it didn't matter to me what was on it. I thought, well, why not? Why not use potted plants or potted succulents on this page? I don't know. No, there's no in-depth, higher meaning. It worked. It was the right colors. It looked nice. So we added them. And that's kind of how I art journal. I'm kind of look at colors and a couple of things and just kind of go with it, and very loose. And if you watch my other videos when I do scrapbook layouts, I'm very thoughtful about where things are and where they go and design and all that. And when I art journal, I'm just kind of like wherever, just having a play and just play, whatever strikes my fancy. That's what happens. So that's what we have here with these succulents. I knew I was never really going to use them on a scrapbook page, and I think they're beautiful. The colors matched. We're going to put cactuses on this art journal page. Why not? So after I put the succulents down, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more stickers off of these sticker sheets. Some hearts, just some simple hearts, and I'm going to scatter them kind of around the layout at different places. Maybe parts of the background I don't like. maybe just open spots that I feel need some things. I also placed a sticker underneath the name of the author of my quote to kind of draw attention to that area as well. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, so the Sweetheart Confetti sequins, and I'm just going to throw them like confetti all over my layout. And then I'm going to painstakingly go ahead and glue them all down one by one. Yes, this takes a really long time. No, I don't make you watch it. It's something I do a lot. I have a habit of throwing sequins on pages and then gluing them all down. As a last little hit, I'm going to do some splatters of my white Dilutions ink. I love this white. It dries really nicely. And I love how it gives a fresh, clean, just pop of white on the page. It also makes it a little bit more messy, which is totally fine and goes with my quote, and I really like that. And that will be the end of our layout for today. I hope you've enjoyed this art journal page, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Bye.